And we are back. Welcome back to the Chop Sesh Pod. I'm here, of course, with my co-host, Alex Mackey. Mac, how we doing, brother?
We're hanging in there, man. We're still recovering after a busy week and some obviously some big sports moments, but we're good to be back and happy to be on.
Absolutely, man. So brutal, brutal week for people over in my camp of the soccer heads, the footy heads. U.S. men's national team goes down in pathetic fashion, 4-1 to Belgium. A lot of excitement going into that match, especially with us hosting, how well we've looked, some common opponents. We were the ones who were dominant. And instead of putting up a great performance like Mexico did against England, we, for lack of a better term, pooped the bed. And now we're here wondering why we even did it in the first place. So, what are your initial thoughts?
Look, we were due for a stinker, so it's not too surprising. Honestly, I don't know a lot of soccer, but if you just put Belgium and the United States, you just put the two up there, I think we knew what was going to happen. It was a pathetic performance, I thought. That third goal will be etched in forever, the keeper's mind and my mind as well. It looked like Berhalter was the only one that cared, and it's sad to see. But hey, well, I mean, what do you think?
Well, I have a little bit more of an educated opinion than you on this.
Please.
We both watch way too many sports, but somehow you haven't caught the soccer bug yet.
Yeah.
Going into the World Cup, I was not very confident, specifically because I got to work Copa America and I got to see the U.S. pretty up close. I got to see some of these other teams up close. I was there for when they got eliminated from the group stages, which was a huge bummer. I was incredibly sour going into this World Cup. That being said, after the group stages, specifically against Paraguay, I definitely felt some false hope coming off of the Knicks championship. And I didn't think we were going to win, but I did not expect an absolute stinker, like you mentioned. We have a lot of our core still intact with McKinney, Robinson, Tyler Adams, 845 zone, uh, Pulisic as well. But I really think this was the purest example of you're only as strong as your weakest link. And we had an MLS defender playing in Ream, and our goalkeeper was always a question going into this tournament. So it sucks. I've been riding a high of going out and convincing people to watch this sport, and I would have really, really loved for it to be just a competitive exit.
Yeah, I mean, look, he makes a good save in that first couple minutes, and you're like, all right, we're here, we're on this stage, we can compete. And then that first one goes in is what it is. You tie it up, and then you're like, all right, but we got another ball game, and before you can sit back in your chair, they're up again. It just felt like a roller coaster of emotions. But like you said, I have been reading the stuff on Reem. Maybe it just wasn't his day or his tournament. We wish him the best of luck, but it looks like that was going to be his last one there. And I'm familiar with Matt Turner, the backup. I'm not sure where he lost the goalie job there, but that was a bad mistake to be to have on your resume. That little chunk foot, as we would call it, but just a tough game overall. A lot of people riding high. I mean, I even watched, so you could just tell how stretched the USA World feeling was, and it sucks that it's over. But there's plenty of more games left, right? I mean, we got the quarterfinals coming up here shortly.
Yeah, I read the stats and the TV ratings, including Telemundo. It was 42 million people watched that match, which is pretty amazing. That's about 15 million more than people watched in the U.S. for the England Mexico game, which was incredible. Did you get a chance to catch that, Alex?
Yeah, I saw that match. That was special.
Yeah, I think that's part of what makes this sting a little bit more is this stinker came immediately after probably one of the best soccer matches you'll see in your life.
It felt like a different sport. The transparency of both games. It just one where you're feeling, it's like a heavyweight battle, and then the other one just felt like, wow, this is outmatched, and it was not really that entertaining past the 25th, 28th minute.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of discourse whenever the U.S. gets bounced from any type of major tournament. There's always the same talking points that come out about why soccer isn't at the forefront of our culture and why we can't compete with some of these heavyweights. So there's some pretty competing arguments that I would like your take on, Alex, from an outside perspective. One of the main arguments is that it's pay to play. Our youth system is too expensive, and other youth systems in Europe, they have these academies that poach the highest players when they're 6 to 8 years old, and they coach them up, and there's these resources. While here it's very pay to play, and you have to spend $10,000 to join a club run by a AAU type of organization. So that's one. Another is that it's just not the culture here. People don't care about it. And the third one, which usually causes the most, which causes the most discourse, is that if our best athletes just played soccer, we would be the best at it. If you put Tyreek Hill at the winger and Russell Westbrook at striker, we would win everything. I have my own opinions on those three. I'm curious to see where you are.
I'd have to give it to number two as the forefront. Just being, it's not the culture. Like it's just not. We've all played soccer, but at that point, it was never a way of living. It was almost just like, oh, let's go play soccer, and it is what it is. It also requires a good amount of people, I feel like, to play the sport. You can't really do it on your own. You got to kind of get your you want to work on long shots. It's a longer development kind of thing. So I could see it being more of that. I don't know if it's the best athlete argument. I don't think call it 25 people that were on that field are our best 25 soccer players, but that doesn't mean that that's not with any other sport. Like there's freak of natures out there in every sport that are not on the, American team, whatever, that kind of thing. But it's definitely the culture. I mean, we just didn't grow up playing it. We played it, but it was never a competitive sport, I feel like.
Yeah. The one that I don't like is that it's pay to play. And, there's all these money hungry AAU things. Well, that's your argument right there. It falls apart. AAU basketball is super expensive to play, yet we've produced some of the best basketball players in the world. But to your point, it's the culture. You and I grew up playing each other in our driveways. We made makeshift full court hoops where we were dunking on each other. We were getting those reps without an adult all the time. Yeah. Nowadays, have you ever seen a group of people play soccer without a coach or a parent? I never have.
No. I mean, we call it a different name. How serious can we be about this sport? You know what I mean? It gets to a point where it's not taken serious, and until it is, these results may vary. I mean, simply put.
Do you think there's any parallels between how we haven't produced a MVP in the NBA versus with how our soccer hasn't developed?
No, I think we caught a bad stretch of 5 years. I think you'd argue Jokic is just a freak, like, and then Giannis is actually a freak. But I think it's just a bad stretch. It's like perfect timing for that argument. I think the USA will get back to it here in the NBA shortly. I won't name names, but. No, I don't see it being that, but it is a good point because I think it's, what is it, 6 out of the last 7 have been non-American, something like that.
And I think depending on who you ask, Joel Embiid gets the American tag because he represented us.
We will claim him.
Yeah, without stepping on too much politics, I do think that if you went to middle school, high school in America, you could represent the U.S. Like Joel Embiid went to a prep school in the U.S. I'm okay with him representing us.
I agree. Yeah,
I think he's just as American as you and me at that point. The funny part is when people have never lived in the country ever. Like Tillman, for example, the guy who scored the free kick, he full blown played in the German system. Was
hey, no problem.
Went through all the German academies. Again, great. Like we'll take him. It's too multicultural of a world now, especially with how interconnected we are with the internet. It's such a cherry picking argument.
Yeah, I mean, what does it have to be? You were either born here or your parents are born here, or is there one other, et cetera?
That's basically it. I think also
or citizenship. I think
citizenship as well, because there's with some of the Premier League guys who play for England, they could play for Ireland, but because they've been in the Premier League for so long, so there is that aspect too. Again, this is where we're pulling hairs. I really think it's just the culture.
Yeah,
you and I don't have those reps of just playing in our backyard, knowing what it's like to go left instead of go right, fake you out. But I know when I'm guarding you in basketball to look at your belly button when you're dribbling, because that's not going to move and the ball's going to move. Like all those little things, they add up. and there's just
Yeah.
not that informal play.
Yeah. 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 It's just, and that's all right. I mean, look, top 16. I mean, we'll take that. You know what I mean? Like I think the hype of it overtook of how, we go two and all right. So say we lose to Paraguay, we go 2-1, we barely make it, and it's like, all right, maybe the expectations weren't that high. So like going into it, were you really expecting top 8? Like I don't know. Were people?
That is a good segue for what I was going to ask you. Going into this tournament, I think we were ranked as high as 13th in the world or 14th, which I thought was way too high.
Okay.
Especially with our defense and our keeper situation, I always thought that was too high. Do you think this? How do you think this would be viewed, the exit, if we weren't hosting?
You're run of the mill. You're run of the mill year. I think it would be looked at as a good year. Like I think that the pressure of it all just built up too quick and too much for these guys that had just, Belgium beat us. And if you were, it was an even match for a reason. Like if you looked at, betting and sports books and that kind of thing, like it wasn't like we were like, oh my God, we lost as a minus 400 favorite. It was like, oh, the flip a coin went the other way. All right. It was a 4-1, which is like terrible, but that last one you give up, you're trying to, it's a different kind of 3-1. And the third one was, BS. So it's a 2-1 loss. I mean, I'll take it. So you can go down the line. We did lose, but it was a flip of coin. It's not like we were heavy favorites. It does suck because we were the host, but, it is what it is.
Yeah, once I saw Pochettino throw out the first pitch at the Mariners game when we're still playing, I got a little worried. I
They
thought,
already won the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, like
yeah,
2-1. Yeah, it's all too much. If I'm paying attention to it and I'm hyped, you're in a little deep.
from someone who doesn't follow the sport regularly, are you more interested in soccer now?
Um, a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be waking up Sunday morning for the Premier League, but I will say I will say the Harry Kane yellow on whatever night that was. I just can't do the card stuff, man. There's no intent there. There's no intent. He accidentally clips his ankle. I can't do it.
Did
It's
you
like
catch
SGA.
did you catch the Egypt Argentina controversy, how they took a goal away?
Yeah, the VAR, like way back on the other side of the
Yeah.
field. Yeah, I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't love that either. To me, it's kind of like a really long touchdown, but there was a holding on the complete opposite side of the field.
Yeah,
Like that
or
had nothing to do with the play.
yeah, a false start. Come on,
Yeah.
buddy, with the guy that wasn't even. Yeah, it's replay. The only thing I like replay for is tennis. It's seems to be right. Doesn't really impact the game. It's factual. Like the VAR thing, you're going a penalty that may or may not have. I don't love it.
Yeah, it's judging something that's subjective rather than
Yeah,
objective.
yeah.
Speaking of that technology, I went to Reds Phillies yesterday in person, and there was about 5 ABS overturns. Probably the most fun part of the game. People were going nuts.
Yeah, it's interesting because it'll definitely change some games, especially in the playoffs. Like I think it's they're I like what they're doing with baseball. The ABS, the pitch clock. It feels more modern. I know they wanted to keep that the old American game to it, but I like it.
I got a good one for you. Okay, this is the trivia in the sixth inning that they always do. From 2016 to 2025, so the end of last season, 4 players have hit 300 home runs. Who are those 4 players?
Uh, Judge, 2016, you said?
2016 to 2025.
I'm gonna go Judge, Harper, Schwarber, Stanton.
Not bad. Not bad.
2 out of 4.
2 out of 4. Judge, Schwarber, Harper didn't get it. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
Manny Machado,
Wow.
just super consistent,
Yeah.
plays all the time. You'll never guess the last one.
I'm assuming I mean, he's active. He plays right now.
So it was a Reds Phillies games. It was Eugenio Suarez.
Wow, the Diamondbacks guy.
Yeah, who was with the Mariners and then now he's back with the Reds.
Suarez is with the Reds.
Yeah, he's back. That's why they asked the question because if
I was
they
gonna say I was trying to go through like who the hell's on the. Why would
yeah,
they do
so
that in trivia?
if you include 2026, there's more players like
Okay,
Otani and Matt Olson. So they asked the question so the
yeah, yeah,
hometown
but
guy could get it.
still,
I never would have gotten that.
just consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes you
it
wonder,
amazes
right?
me. It amazes me how the MLB is like. I won't know these names. Like I feel like I follow the MLB like enough, but then you pull a stat like that, I'm like, until last year, I never heard of the guy.
I think COVID kind of killed some
Yeah,
of the names and the stats for me. From 2020, I kind of lost a little interest because the season was so short, and then it was
yeah,
hard to regain it because you had some really bad World Series matchups between the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. Um, it is what it is, but it kind of leads me into my next question. We got NBA free agency, kind of quiet right now,
mm,
kind of quiet. Um, Free agency is fun. We had a blast of it last week, but right now we got nothing. So what I'm hearing right now is that free agency is LeBron is favored to go to either the Sixers, the Heat, or the Cavs, according to Shams. Are you buying it?
yeah. I'm definitely buying it. I think the Warriors are out, and I think Minnesota is very close to being out. I think the storybook landing is Cleveland, which I think LeBron always goes for the story. I think he goes to Cleveland. Miami, I just don't see how it would work. Sixers, believe it or not, I think the Jaylen Brown trade hurt them. I think it's too many mouths to feed there. Where I think he still wants to be a little part of it. I think Cleveland, he can kind of get Harden, take a player or two off, and Mitchell, I think he's proved that he doesn't really need the ball. So I think it's Cleveland, man. It's a storybook ending. I don't really love how he's drawn it out this much. Like, what more could people want and say? But that's just how LeBron does it. Love him to death, but you knew there was going to be a story.
Yeah, we got the Mitchell extension just on the books this week. They're saying they can get if they get rid of Struce, they'll have the space for LeBron from a cap perspective. Do you think LeBron knows? Do you think he's holding out?
I think he knows. What else could they possibly say? Like, he's got to know. Like, maybe it's definitely not five teams as it's being reported now. It's definitely not three. I think it's between two. Whether those teams are Cleveland Heat, Cleveland T Wolves, Cleveland Warriors, like he definitely has it narrowed down to less than five. Like, there's no way.
I've got to believe. I think he's waiting on a agreement, off the table agreement to get part ownership in one of these teams.
All right, let's go, A Rod. Cough it
I,
up.
I think he's going to say, "All right, I'll finish with you, Golden State, but I got to get a piece of the action."
And
World
what
Cups.
team? What team you think allows him to do that first?
Well, Pat Riley's old. Pat
Mm,
Riley is, and not that he owns part of the team, but in terms of operations, from an operations
mm.
standpoint, Golden State, he lives in California, a lot of golf out there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought about that, but yeah, he's mentioned that he wants to get into the ownership kind of thing. You
Yeah,
think
he
he
does.
ever you think he ever coaches? No, right?
Nah, no,
Yeah,
no. And if
it's a
he
shame.
does, I don't think it would go well. Like Magic Johnson tried that. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hope I'm warming up to the idea of him in Minnesota, but I know it's a long shot. I think he's in Cleveland, and it's the farewell tour, and I think I don't know if that's what they need to get him over the hump. We said in the first episode, Mobley needs to eat, man, and I don't know if LeBron allows that to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe outside of the Sixers, none of these moves have really, in my opinion, changed who's favored
Hmm.
to come out of either conference. Um,
Is there a team that LeBron goes to where you think it's automatically goes to the finals, not wins it, and not maybe automatically, but what team gives you the best hope for him to get that elusive fifth ring?
Spurs. No, I'm kidding. He's not going to go to Spurs. I think the 76ers, just from a leadership perspective. You had
Yeah.
LeBron and Embiid were on the same team together in USA. I think it would be the Sixers. Outside of that, the Warriors, that's not going to happen. Timberwolves, I'm still not really high on. I'm sorry. I have not warmed up to the LaMelo thing yet.
Sorry.
Uh, I don't see it.
Totally, totally allowed to be wrong, but yeah, I gotta agree. Sixers, I think, gets them to at least the Final Four.
Yeah, it's going to come down to some ego management there for
Yeah,
sure. Like as if
yeah.
we know these people, other than seeing what they post online.
That's all that real life is is online.
Yeah, I would. I so in this lack of free agency news, my starved brain was looking up some previous free agent storylines. One of which was LeBron's first decision when he. If you watch the full interview, they ask him, When did you make this decision?" And he says, "Oh, I made it this morning." It makes you wonder how
He's
many of
still
these. Is it true or is it just LeBron milking it?
yeah, he's still got his fastball, man. He always have. I mean, there's no way. There's just no way he went there knowing. Like, there's no way the team that he went to, right? There's no way Miami didn't know the night before. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, Tim Tebow said he did that with the Gators and Alabama. He chose Florida. He chose Florida right as it
I
decided. I can see it for the college kid a little bit more for sure.
Yeah, I could see with a college kid and like LeBron, like no way.
No way. Yeah,
There's too much that goes into that decision.
yeah. And seeing Harper yesterday, I was reflecting upon free agency. What were some of the free agency periods in all of sports that you remember the most? What excited you?
I mean, honestly, like I remember where I got the. I mean, I think everybody kind of does, but the Kevin Durant Warriors, the Star Tribune. I remember I was golfing, and I was like, wow, that one's got to take the cake for me. As much as a cop out answer that is, I don't remember any other free agency where I'm like, I remember where I was. Like Durant was just so the emotion behind it. The day on Twitter, I mean, top 10 all time. It's just it's got to be Durant for me, and I don't even know if there's a close second.
I'll give you one. In baseball, when the Red Sox got Carl Crawford and Adrian Gonzalez, I thought they were going to win 162.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like peak baseball fandom. That one stuck out to me. Jacoby Ellsbury to the Yankees, I remember pretty well.
Yeah, I actually remember that one too.
For whatever reason, I remember those pretty vividly. Obviously, the first LeBron decision is up there. Amari coming to the Knicks.
See, I don't remember that LeBron one too much, to be honest with you. The first one. I
I
just don't
remember.
remember it.
I remember because we went on a family vacation, and my brother was joking about how they were just latching on to every single detail possible, and he was like, "Oh, we saw LeBron clipping his nails. He's going to the Clippers." My brother was like 9 years old when he said that. We thought it was the funniest thing of all time.
Still is.
Yes, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, what about your craziest trade of all time?
It's got to be Cespedes going to the Mets, the 2015 run. Your A's Cespedes.
Yeah,
The reason
yeah.
being, I watched such an unhealthy amount of baseball that year, so I was just living and dying with their lack of offense. And at the time, there was like heinous Justin Upton rumors where he's getting photoshopped. Todd Frazier, when he was kind of in his prime, was rumored like they need him back. They need another third baseman now that Wright's kind of cooked. That one's up there for me. Obviously, the Luca thing is just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the one I disliked the most, the one that just infuriated me was the Kevin Durant to Phoenix. That was as drawn out as possible and it amounted to nothing.
Yeah. Eh, Durant just has that, that issue though, that it never really turns out to be what you expect. I thought I'm not sure I bought the Phoenix one as much as I bought the Nets. I was like, the Nets was Harden, Kyrie, Durant. I'm like, yo, all right, Durant has 10 rings. This is going to hurt LeBron's legacy. Like, and it just never seems to happen with him.
No.
And it's terrible because I loved him in Oklahoma City, the shoes, everything he was about, slim, like, and then his legacy just feels like it's like never meet your heroes.
Yeah, it's so bad, especially with the shoe line. I mean, the KD5 Ant Pearls, getting those on the fake websites. I'll never forget that.
I'm,
I'm
I'm
more of
still
a
in I'm still in line, bro.
bro. I'm more of a KD5 than KD4 guy personally.
I had the KD5s. I had the Oklahoma City Thunder edition ones.
Yeah, they're tremendous, absolutely tremendous. So you said before though you're not convinced of the Sixers. Who do you think has the most to lose from all these moves?
What do you mean by that? Like, if LeBron doesn't go there, or
Just in general, which team has the most to lose from the moves they've made this free agency? Like everyone's getting
um,
fired. The so and so to Shanghai tweets are going nuts.
Yeah, most to lose. I gotta say, I don't really know what Charlotte's doing, and I know you might be on the other side of that. Uh, I don't see it with their complete roster right now. I really don't, and I feel like it's a cop-out answer because I know they just traded with Minnesota, but they just I don't believe in Kobe White as a playmaker. They're legitimately missing a playmaker. And I think in 3 years, I mean they have all these picks and stuff. I think it bought a little more time, but it's like in 3 to 4 years, if they're still kind of the middle of the pack, run of the muck like your regular Hornets, it's like all right, it, what if we kept LaMelo that year after they did? So
Absolutely.
I think they went all in a weird way. It was almost like they're not all in that they have to win now, but they're all in a sense where it's like, all right, fan base is 1 foot in, 1 foot out right now. This year is crucial to see where they go. Like I think they cannot regress in a massive way, otherwise there will be fiery seats.
Far and away, they're my biggest loser. Far and away. If I didn't like the trade for the Timberwolves, I liked it 10 times less for the Hornets. I think a lot of what made them special is their running and gunning. That's how Khan got so many looks. Now you bring in Grayson, who's going to take away shots from him. You take away Bridges, who was a rim runner, who opened up shots for Khan. I know you don't really love Bridges, but he was definitely a part of that team. And then I will say there were times where LaMelo froze him out. There's
For sure.
times where LaMelo throws people out, but the lack of pace that they're going to have now, to me, is and the lack of identity as well. I can't justify it.
Yeah, Kobe White. I was actually pretty high on Kobe White when he came to the league. I thought Minnesota could have grabbed him. I don't know if I'm so high on him anymore. It's kind of like, all right, you're feels like you're year five now, maybe six. Um, what are you? You know what I mean? And maybe he turns him around. I mean, I don't know how well he did last year near the end of it, but maybe a full off season with the team and kind of takes the reins and maybe fills Lamelo's shoes. But I don't know. I can't see it with Charlotte. It just felt like an analytical move.
Yeah, I think they overthought it. Kobe White's great, but it's not. He's the Biscoff cookie on your Delta flight. He's great. It's there, but it's not a full meal. It's not.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one.
I got travel on the brain, but it's not. So
But sometimes you're looking forward to that cookie. You know
I'm
what I
sure
mean?
looking forward to that cookie.
That Tuesday night league pass. You're like, all right, Kobe White. No, I could see that. I don't. Yeah, I'm not buying him. I'm not buying him.
I'm
Have
not
you?
either. I think I'm okay with what the Celtics. Obviously, the return I'm not awesome with, but the Celtics to me, they're not in my biggest loser category, just because I think they wanted to clear the deck.
Yeah, the Celtics is like I can't call it yet. You know what I mean? I can't call it yet. Hornets, you're going to figure out real soon if it worked. Celtics, this could have been the Celtics plan could have been a plan for 2 years from now. Whereas, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing to the Hornets, but you got rid of your best player.
Well,
Like,
let me hit you with this. You know, who's a free agent in I believe 2 or 3 years.
who's that?
He's gonna be eligible for that rookie extension. Loves
Cooper?
loves New England.
I could see it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think the Celtics move. I think the Celtics could, with just Tatum, be all right. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna be, 50 wins maybe, and it's like, all right, maybe Pritchard takes a jump, and then, like you said, in 2 years, Flag's available. It's like, all right, Jalen, thanks for your
I do
help.
think the Pritchard is going to take the Jalen Brunson jump that they put out with some serious coping. That to me was a little embarrassing because you also why would you put that pressure on Pritchard?
Yeah, I don't think it's that type of jump, but I think it's a little jump where it's like, all right, this guy can maybe get 17 a game, and yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a Brunson jump. I just don't think so.
No, you're asking for a once in a generation jump from a guy who,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
like
it's called the
ask
Brunson
that,
jump for a reason. Like
to ask that from
it's not.
anybody is
Yeah,
absurd.
yeah. That was here, Celtics fans. Here's some food for thought.
Yeah, I saw some interesting. I don't know if they were reports or maybe just people writing fan fiction on Reddit, talking about how Tatum was just super jealous of Jalen Brown, and I don't buy any of that stuff.
Yeah, and I've also seen some claims like these last couple of days, like you're not always that close with coworkers. Like it was like Tatum has, a kid and a relationship. Brown is, does charities and kind of just hangs out solo. Like it's not like these are boys. They didn't like grow up together. They're
Right.
not best friends. They worked together for 9 years. Do they have to be best of friends? No. Do
No.
do they have to be, cohesive and do the best job they can? Yes, but they don't have to be best friends.
If Jaylen Brown makes that USA Olympic team, is he still here?
Is he still in Boston?
Still in Boston?
I mean, if my mom had wheels, she'd be a bike. I mean, we could play this all day long. I just, I don't know. There's so many different ones you can play. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm surprised the conversations around Brown's character don't relate back to that time because it was kind of absurd he wasn't asked to go and Derek White was.
Yeah, it's probably just fit, man. Like you want another Celtics to ride the bench. I mean, Tatum was already doing it. You can't be a bad look if both of them were there. No, I don't know. That USA thing with the Nike thing, like you never know what's going on behind the scenes. There's so many. It's politics, believe it or not. Like, so I don't know. I'm just glad it's like kind of over Brown
Yeah,
and Tatum. It's like
I'm
it
in
moved
agreement
on.
with you.
Just move on.
I've been agreeing with you. It's been on the rocks for the last, what, 6 years? And they
It
finally
feels
did
like
something
it.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it, it
And
was.
and you and you thought them getting the championship was going to smooth it all out, and it's like, nope, made it worse. Brown got Finals MVP, made it worse, blew it up. Yeah, it's just. I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, as am I. Speaking of things that are over, we got a big fight this weekend. Big UFC fight this weekend.
Yeah,
Conor
I'll be.
McGregor making his return against Max Holloway in a rematch, almost a decade in the making, over a decade
Wow.
in the making.
How long was McGregor on the sideline for?
A long time. Um,
3, 4.
he has not fought since Poirier 3, where he came in with a broken leg and snapped it. That was my
Hmm.
junior year of college, which was
Don't say it.
2021, 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
So five years was the fight where he broke his leg and he was like on in the corner, like kind of.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Wow, and that was his last fight.
Yep.
Is this a money grab?
My entire life has been fighting. I'm bored and I'm super, super ultra competitive. This is an opportunity for me.
Is he mentioning that this will be his last?
No, not really. I can go all day about McGregor. I can go all day about the UFC. If you'll allow me, if you'll clear out and let me
Please,
co-guide.
I'm asking questions in because I don't know.
Okay, so the McGregor absence is misremembered, and it really bothers me that it is. Everyone talks that like, oh, Khabib is the reason he left. He took the Mayweather money, and he was never the same. That's there's a sliver of truth to that, but he took the Mayweather money. He took the big fight. He actually did pretty well, all things considered. Came back, lost to Habib. Habib kicked his butt. He was kicking everybody's butt. He was the best fighter in the world. And then COVID. COVID swept through all of sports. And during that time, McGregor wanted to be active. All he did was wanted to be active. He wanted to fight. He wanted to get back out there. He wanted to heal up. And the UFC had a hard time letting him because they have too big of a star. So when he fights, they have to pay him a certain amount of money. They can't afford to have him lower in the card. So the event needs to be him headlining for them to think it's viable financially. What ended up happening is they weren't making a fight for him because they were waiting for Khabib to come back to do a rematch because this was before they started just auto rematching. McGregor was like, dude, you guys need to make a fight for me because I'm on a contract. I can't fight anywhere else. Let's do this. That's when they got the Cerrone fight. We went up to 170. Jorge Masvidal, who was the guy who did the flying knee, that's when he was popping off. So McGregor was like, let me take a tune-up fight at 170, show you I can do this at this weight, and then let's fight Masvidal and let's get it going. The UFC was like, I guess we kind of have to do that. That makes sense. That's when they had the Cowboy fight. So during that time, he was hungry. He wanted to fight. He was looking to fight anybody across 3 weight classes, and the UFC wouldn't give it to him. He has the fight. Did you watch that one?
Cerrone?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
It was the one where he came out and just flattened him right away. He kicked him, big roundhouse kick and just knocked him out. And then he
So he
kicked
beat
him
him.
after.
He beat him.
Yeah, he crushed him.
Okay.
And he should have. It was a tune-up fight. Cerrone was past his prime.
Okay.
After that happens, COVID shuts everything down. Everything down. COVID shut down. Dana White and them, they keep saying, we're not going to let you fight without a crowd because that's going to cost us a lot of money. Because if he fights without a crowd, you're missing out on the entire live gate.
Yeah. No.
And if he loses without a crowd, then you can't put him at the top of the bill like I just described before. So the reason that he ended up fighting without a crowd is because him and Poirier were going to do a charity boxing match. McGregor was so pissed that he wasn't fighting that he was like, screw it, I'm going to box. I'm going to box Manny Pacquiao because I need something to do. Poirier's like, screw that, let's box, and we'll throw it for charity. They agreed to a fight completely. That's where Dana White came in and was like, whoa, 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 two of my best guys are going to fight, and it's not going to be under my banner. I need to make this happen. He gets thrown into the Poirier camp. That's where he gets his ass kicked. And then from there, he's just stuck with Poirier. So you kept him on ice for this super long amount of time. It completely just soured his trajectory after. And then now everyone just says, oh, it's just Khabib broke him. That's not the case. Now we're in a situation where it is just so washed. I wish he would stay away. I have no interest in watching this.
Will you watch?
I'll be on a flight, but I'll definitely find a way to watch it. I'm not going to be happy about it. I haven't been happy watching a UFC event probably since UFC 300.
So has Poirier been fighting?
No, Poirier's done. He's done. He retired.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's fighting Holloway. I got the mixed you up.
Okay, so
Has Holloway been fighting?
yes. So I consider Holloway to have had the last fight in UFC history.
Okay.
So do you remember?
Can I get a player comp for Holloway
um,
and McGregor?
for basketball?
Yeah.
Holloway, ooh, that's a good one. Holloway's kind of like he's been around forever. He's really good and he's respected by everybody.
Kawhi?
No, but he's active. He fights all the time. He's kind of like, he has the Mike Conley reputation, but he's actually like an all-star every year. So
Okay.
the thing with these guys is the UFC, it used to be competing against boxing. It used to have competition. So when these guys would fight, they would fight like 3-4 times a year, the best guys in the world. And no matter what, it was always the best guys fighting each other. If you look at the time during COVID, it would be 3 of the best stars on every single card. Unbelievable. Now it's a bunch of just guys they can sign off the street because they have the UFC brand built so up. It doesn't matter who's out there; they know people are going to
Will watch.
Yeah. So the UFC 300 card, the 300th event they put on, that was Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje in the BMF belt, where Holloway knocks him out. Everyone goes nuts, and there was a title fight after that, which people forget.
So Saturday night,
Yes.
who wins?
Probably Holloway, because Holloway is still like in his prime or at the end of his prime, and McGregor has been shooting movies and doing not great things for the last 5 years outside of the cage. It shouldn't happen. It's a tale as old as time in fighting.
Will it be shocking if McGregor wins?
I would be pretty damn shocked. If McGregor wins, it almost comes into question like what's going on there. They're both fighting up at 170. Holloway is not a 170 guy. He's not a welterweight. McGregor has fought at it in the past, but he's never fought a true 170 pounder. He fought Nate Diaz, who's really a 155 guy. He fought Cerrone, who fought the majority of his career at 155. So it's just purely entertainment. The best don't fight the best anymore in the sport, and that's where I think it's jumped the shark.
Who are the best 2 fighters in the world at 170?
That's the thing. It's like no one really knows anymore. No one cares. Nobody cares. They
So
haven't
it's dying.
built forever.
UFC is dying.
UFC's dead. It's been dead since UFC 300.
When was UFC 300?
UFC 300 was 2 years ago.
And what do the numbers at the end of UFC mean?
That's how many events they've had. So it was the 300th event.
So what event is this?
Oh, dude, I don't even know. It's
Like 380, 320? Like
yeah, nobody knows anymore. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. It sucks. It got
You
to be.
heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. The UFC is officially dead. Time of death, 6:22.
Yeah, it's. Will you watch? You're probably gonna watch.
If I was not going to a wedding, I would watch.
Yeah,
So, because I like McGregor. I mean, I don't really follow him at all, but like it's McGregor. Like I feel like the walkout. I mean, it's McGregor.
yeah. It's one of those things where they're just repackaging old stuff and shipping off as it's new.
Yeah,
It's a shame.
it's a shame.
It's a shame.
It's a shame.
But that's why you mature and you watch tennis now and golf and things like that.
Yeah, the young mind couldn't comprehend a golf round. All right, look, we're about at that time.
Fastest 40 in podcasting.
Yep, fastest 40 ever.
If you're watching the fights, enjoy them. World Cup, real quick World Cup prediction. Who's going to win now that US is out?
Give me England. I liked how Harry Kane looked on that pitch.
Harry Kane, you heard it here first.
What about you?
I think Argentina's going to win it. I think the easy draw will refresh.
That would be a shame. Nobody likes a repeat.
I think they're going to do it. I think they got the history and they got the best guy on the pitch.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. Well, Justin, as always, been a pleasure.
Yeah, appreciate you, Alex. Next week we're going to do a little bit different. I'll be away, so you'll probably get a travel pod from me. I'll leave it there, and we'll be back with some bonus episodes coming up to catch up, and we'll see you all then. So thanks for listening, everybody.
Absolutely. Hope we have a LeBron decision soon. We'll catch you on the flip.
LeBron the Mini, you heard it here first.
Yes, sir.
Peace out, man.
Peace, bro.